What's going on, guys? So in this video we're going to be seeing what happens when you put a foreign disc in an HD DVD player. Now you probably know what a DVD player is, you probably know what a Blu-ray player is, but you may or may not know what an HD DVD player is. And as you can see, even the logo is kind of weird. It's got the regular DVD logo and then it has two more like disc kind of half moons on the side for HD. And basically HD DVD format was a competitor to Blu-ray back in, like, I don't know, 2006, 2007. To be honest, I don't know a whole lot about it. But basically, they obviously got beat out. I mean, you don't see HDVD players at all anymore. They don't sell them anymore. I mean, you got this HDVD right here. I bought this from eBay a few years ago for, like, I don't know, like $4. And I actually just bought this HDVD player from eBay recently for like $55. And so basically, we're going to be taking a bunch of different games and movies and stuff and seeing what happens. So, got a big stack of movies, random games, Xbox games, Nintendo games, PlayStation games. So let's go ahead and get started. And so first of all, I always like to do a baseline test. So HD DVD is the format that is supposed to work on this, so let's go ahead and test this out. And before I put it in, let me real quick give you a little tour of this thing. So it's got a little screen on the side. Right now it says no disc. On the screen it also says no disc because obviously there's no disc in it. It has a skip button, pause, stop, play, open, close, and I also have a remote as well, which works, but it's pretty laggy. Let's go ahead and open up this disc tray right here, and we shall see what happens. And when you open up the disc tray, it puts up the little HDVD logo in the bottom right hand corner, and in the top right hand corner it gives you that logo right there. And yeah, so put it in. Pretty smooth. Honestly, I thought it would be less smooth by now, considering it's like this thing is like 15 years old. But basically, when you put a disc in, you go to the top right hand corner. You got this little spinny wheel that means it's trying to load up. So after a good like 30 seconds, it finally does start loading up. But here it is. It's a Universal movie, I think. So they're just gonna play the normal Universal kind of theme. Let's go back to our menu. I'm actually not sure. I don't think you actually can go back to a menu or anything. You just press stop, and then you open up the tray. And so let's put this disc away, and we will start with the Xbox games and seeing what happens with those. So first of all, put Billy Madison away, and we'll go with NFL Fever for the original Xbox. I have this game. To be honest, I don't think I've ever actually played it. Just one of those games I have from when I bought like a big Xbox bundle a long time ago. So put the disc in, we'll look here and we'll see a little spinny wheel in the top right hand corner, and that means it's trying to read. I hear it doing a little bit of something down here, but honestly not much. Oh, we got life. Uh-oh. Nice. We got it's booting up. And get ready for disappointment. I think I've seen this before. Yup. So the Xbox disc kind of plays like a DVD. You put it in, it gives you the little boot up, gives you some false hope, and then it says this is an Xbox game disc. Please put it in your Xbox and start playing. So your hope is denied. And one other interesting thing that I've noticed is that the sound does not work. I think that's an issue with the HDVD player because I've never had an issue with sound on this monitor. So and my volume's on, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. We may have an issue with the HDVD player, but it does look like it's reading discs. Alright, so I messed around in the settings a little bit, couldn't figure out anything about the audio, so we'll see. Maybe it'll start working, or maybe I just have a dud HD DVD player, but here's a 360 disc, Assassin's Creed 3. Go ahead and put that bad boy in there. We get a little spinny disc in the top right hand corner, and let's see how long it takes. So far about 5 seconds. I think it's been averaging about 15 to 20 seconds for it to boot something up, or at least start trying to boot something up. It's a bit slow. Oh, here we go. This disc is not DVD format, cannot play the disc. So it doesn't say it's not HD DVD format, it just says it's not DVD format. So I wonder if that's the error it's going to start giving me on these games. So obviously the very first Xbox game, it had the little boot up, which is cool. And of course here we got Xbox One with a disc on the opposite side of literally everybody else in the world. Alright, Xbox One, Star Wars. Put it in there. And yeah, I don't know why Xbox had to put it on the left side. It's not a big deal, but it's just, oh, okay. No disc. That was quick. That was like 3 seconds. And it just said no disc. Alright. So the 360, so that's a pretty different, that's a lot of combinations of stuff. So original Xbox said, okay, wow, well, I think this game is in my Series X right now, so let me go grab it real quick. Alright, so here we go. I have retrieved the disc. And like I was saying, original Xbox booted up, but it kind of did like a DVD splash screen. The 360 said not compatible. The Xbox One just said no disc. And your Series X also said no disc. Which is not surprising. If the Xbox One said no disc, I would expect the same thing from the Series X. They're very similar. Alright, so next up we got our PlayStation games. So we'll start with PS1, Crash Bash. And I don't know what kind of disc format that is, but I imagine it's some kind of old disc format that might actually get recognized by the DVD player. And we'll see what it does. Alright, so it says this disc is not DVD format, cannot play the disc. Alright. So the trend I'm seeing so far is any disc that came out before the HD DVD times is either recognized or yeah, I mean it is recognized, and it's either playing it or it's just saying it's not compatible. So I imagine a PS2 is going to do the same thing. And then anything that came out after the HD DVD year or time is saying no disc. So PS2 came out, this game is, what was it? NHL Hitz 2002, so obviously 2002 is before 2008 or 2006, whatever it was. So yep, same thing. No, not the format. Now this next one will be interesting. So PS1, PS2 said obviously what you saw. PS3, now PS3 is a Blu-ray format, and obviously HD DVD was the competitor to Blu-ray. So yeah, we're about to see what happens right here. If playing, I call this essentially like trying to play an Xbox game on a PS or Xbox Series X game on a PS5. They're basically competitors, and there we go, no disc immediately. I'm surprised it doesn't say some message like to get this crap out of here, but yeah, just does a no disc kind of thing. Big Chungus, that's some good stuff right here. I think this one might work. I haven't played Big Chungus in a minute, but let's see what it does. Alright, Big Chungus, do it for me, boy. Man, Big Chungus. Oh, I heard it spinning up real good for a second, and then it popped back out and said no disc. That's unfortunate. Can you imagine playing Big Chungus with this remote? Because I cannot. Alright, so PS4, PS5. PS5 is also Blu-ray format, so I imagine it'll be the same thing where it'll just say no disc. But, you'll never know until you try it. So let's give it a count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's about 7 seconds for it to say no disc. Seems to be pretty consistent across all of the formats that have been like that. Alright, so next up we got Nintendo games, and it's gonna be a weird one. Got a GameCube game, always weird, little tiny disc. A lot of consoles I'm scared to put it in, but this one should be okay. As you can see, it has a little slot right there for small discs, so it should fit just fine and start spinning and everything. And yeah, shows a spinning wheel. I imagine it's going to tell me the format thing because it's an pretty old disc, but yeah, yep. So this disc is not DVD format, cannot play the disc. And so we eject it. I'm just glad it did not steal my disc. I always get, if you see my foreign disc videos in the past, like about half of them, I pull out the GameCube game and then I just get too afraid to actually put it in, and I don't actually put it in just because it's so small, and I don't want it to get lost in the disc drive somehow. But yeah, we got Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games for the Wii. I'm actually curious what year this was, because I know they used to have a lot of these Olympic Games games. Disc is not DVD format, cannot play the disc. Alright. And yeah, by the way, this is like 2007, so pretty old. I used to love these type of games though. You could you just shake the Wii controllers and make them run or sled down the hill or whatever. Nintendo Land Wii U. Now this one is a toss up. I think this one's gonna tell me the no disc error rather than cannot play this disc, just because it's a little bit newer. I mean, it's like, to be honest, I always forget what year this came out in, like 2012 maybe. No disc. Yep. So it's a pretty hard line. Anything before like 2006 gives me the cannot play this disc, and anything after 2006 just says no disc. Alright, so next up we got a couple of random ones to try. We got Hidden and Dangerous for the Sega Dreamcast. Now this one will be interesting. I believe this is the disc that sometimes comes up with some, like a soundtrack type of thing. Wow, I cannot get it out of the case. Yeah, I think usually this is the one that comes with like a soundtrack and says you cannot play this, you do not play this disc, it's only compatible on the Sega Dreamcast. But it's remained to be seen if the HD DVD can recognize music or audio. Oh, it's trying to do something. Yeah, CD player. It's trying to play. It doesn't give me a track name or anything. And I'm not going to hear anything because the audio doesn't work on this thing. But I don't even think it's even playing anything because it literally just says CD player. It doesn't let me fast forward, skip, play, stop, pause. Oh, wait. Let me do that. So it is letting me play and stop and stuff, but I still can't hear it. I'm just not quite sure what's going on with the audio on this thing. I might be contacting my eBay man right here and asking him what's up with this thing, because the audio does not seem to work. Alright, so Hidden and Dangerous. Next up we got Sega Saturn, and I believe the Sega Saturn is similar. I think the audio track pops up on some consoles and stuff. When I put it in, the audio track will pop up. We'll see if it does here. I imagine since Hidden and Dangerous popped up, this one will probably pop up as well. But it's probably going to do the same thing where it just says CD player and I can't really figure out what I'm doing. Mainly because I can't hear anything. But yeah, CD player. So it says CD player there. It says it's playing. Down here it says play as well. And we do have a counter on here up to 6 seconds. 7. So it is counting there. That track was only about 8 seconds. And now it's just stopped. So not quite sure what's going on. I think the main issue is there's something wrong with this HD DVD player. Maybe a combo of that, and it just doesn't like to play CDs. Alright, so last but not least, we got some movies. So we got 21 Jump Street. This is an actual DVD. So we're about to see if this thing is backwards compatible with DVDs. My guess is that it is. It would be really weird if you could play only HD DVDs on this and not just regular DVDs, since it has the whole DVD logo in the name right there. But you never know. I mean, there's a reason this format failed, and this might be part of the reason. But we're about to see. Alright, so it does look like it's booting up. That's a good sign. Yep, there you go. Sony Pictures. So it is booting up. That's good. I was scared for a second because it took about 20 seconds to load up. I thought it actually was not going to load, which would have been really tragic if the HD DVD player could not play DVDs. But it looks like it can. And so next up we've got a Blu-ray. So we got The Dark Knight Rises. Great movie, by the way, if you haven't seen it. All of the Dark Knight movies are good, or Batman movies. So my guess on this one is going to be like the other Blu-ray format discs where it just said no disc after about 7 seconds. So about 3, 2, 1, no disc. Yep. Perfect timing. We got it down pat. No disc for the Blu-ray. And last but not least, we got a 4K Blu-ray, which I imagine will do the same thing since it is an older or a newer format. Ford v Ferrari. And don't look at my code. I still gotta redeem my code right there. I always take forever to redeem them. But we probably got 4, 3, 2, 1, no disc. Got him. Yeah, this HD DVD thing is an interesting device. I mean, it's, first of all, I haven't mentioned this at all, but this thing is a mammoth. This thing is huge. It's very wide, very deep, pretty flat, but it's a big system. I don't know why it's so large. I guess there's so many components in there to make this thing HD. I don't understand why, but yeah, I imagine over time HD DVD players would have gotten smaller. But here's a setup menu in case you're wondering. I went into here to try to figure out the audio, but couldn't figure it out. You know, I thought there was gonna be somewhere in the audio we're gonna switch it to HDMI, but everything's just auto. And I tried playing with a couple of things, but nothing doing. So I'm gonna have to contact the eBay guy about that. But yeah. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Definitely let me know down below what you think about the HD DVD player, whether you have one, whether you had one, whether you ever watched anything on it. And also let me know what else I should do a foreign disc on. You know, my foreign disc videos have been pretty scarce recently because I've just done them on all of the game consoles and stuff that I can think of. So definitely let me know down below if you got any other consoles I can try or just devices in general. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and have a great day.